Freddie Mercury's incredible life and tragic death have captured the hearts of fans around the world for decades. The 2018 release of the biopic Bohemian Rhapsody, named after Queen's most iconic single, reignited a global love for the band. It reminded audiences everywhere of the immense talent we lost far too soon. So, what exactly happened to Queen's beloved frontman? Freddie passed away on November 24, 1991, at the age of just 45. The official cause was bronchopneumonia, which severely impacted his airways. This condition arose as a complication of acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, or AIDS, a devastating disease that defined much of the late 20th century. AIDS, the final stage of progression caused by the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, was poorly understood at the time. It can be transmitted through sex or blood contact. In the 60s and 70s, misconceptions about HIV fueled prejudice, particularly targeting LGBT communities. Politicians even used these fears to push discriminatory policies, further isolating those affected. Queen was at the height of its fame during this turbulent era. The band's meteoric rise coincided with the emergence of AIDS as a public health crisis, which added layers of stigma to the already controversial rock lifestyle. While Queen might not have sought out negative press, Freddie's fame brought attention to the realities of the disease. Freddie became a reluctant symbol for those suffering, inspiring millions even as he faced relentless judgment. His openness about his artistry stood in stark contrast to his private struggles, creating a complex narrative that endures today. Freddie Mercury embraced the rock star ethos like few others. Queen's music often celebrated themes of love and passion, with hits like Somebody to Love and Fat Bottom Girls reflecting a carefree attitude toward life. On stage, Freddie's outfits and performances oozed sex appeal, solidifying his reputation as a larger-than-life figure. Rock and roll and sexuality have always been intertwined, from Elvis Presley's censored performances to modern pop stars pushing boundaries. Freddie's openness about his identity and flamboyant style made him a trailblazer, though it also made him a target. He rarely spoke openly about his sexuality, but once described himself as extremely promiscuous.
Do you have hobbies?
I am not... Yeah, a lot of sex.
His bandmates and close friends knew he had numerous partners, both male and female. Freddie himself admitted, "I lived for sex. I'm a very sexual person." But this lifestyle came at a cost. The risks associated with having many partners increased his vulnerability to HIV, though it's impossible to pinpoint exactly how he contracted the virus. Freddie's most enduring relationship was with Mary Austin, who remained his confidant long after their romantic involvement ended. She was his muse, inspiring the song Love of My Life, and Freddie once referred to her as his common-law wife. Despite their breakup, Mary was the beneficiary of much of his estate after his passing.
There must be times when you do need to turn to someone and speak to someone about personal problems, or...
I don't know. I don't have that many people to turn to. The only one who we're talking about is Mary, who's long. She's been a girlfriend of mine from a long time, and even though we're not together right now, I sort of refer to her a lot, and she's about the only friend I would say I can refer to.
In his later years, Freddie found love with Jim Hutton, a hairdresser who stood by him through his battle with AIDS. Despite rumors and accusations, Jim was not the source of Freddie's illness. In fact, Jim himself was diagnosed with HIV, but chose not to tell Freddie, wanting to protect him from further pain. Freddie's AIDS diagnosis, coupled with rampant homophobia of the time, made him a tabloid target. Stories often sensationalized his lifestyle, focusing on his sexuality rather than his humanity. This relentless scrutiny affected Freddie deeply, leading him to withdraw from public life in his final years. His refusal to seek treatment for Kaposi sarcoma, a visible symptom of AIDS, was largely driven by a desire to avoid being photographed in a weakened state. The media frenzy not only invaded his privacy, but may have hastened his decline. The exact moment Freddie contracted HIV remains unknown, and perhaps that's for the best. It's widely believed that he was diagnosed in 1987 after avoiding testing for years. Around this time, he began to reduce public appearances and showed signs of illness. HIV progresses to AIDS over many years, making it nearly impossible to trace the origins of the infection, especially for someone with Freddie's active lifestyle. Fans often speculate about the timeline, but Freddie himself never revealed the details. Even as his health declined, Freddie refused to let the disease define him. Despite facing immense physical and emotional challenges, he poured his energy into what he loved most, creating music. In his final years, Freddie recorded some of Queen's most poignant and enduring tracks, including The Show Must Go On, a song that epitomized his unwavering determination and resilience. His ability to channel his pain into art left the world with a legacy that transcended the circumstances of his illness. He famously declared, "I've lived a full life. If I die tomorrow, I don't give a damn." These words encapsulated the essence of Freddie Mercury, a man who embraced life with fearless authenticity, refusing to let anything dim his brilliance. Freddie Mercury was much more than his diagnosis. He was an artist, a pioneer, and a voice for millions. His impact extended far beyond his music. He broke barriers, challenged conventions, and inspired generations to be unapologetically themselves. His courage, creativity, and unapologetic spirit continue to resonate, proving that even in the face of tragedy, he lived life on his own terms. What do you think about Freddie Mercury's incredible yet turbulent life? Was his story one of triumph over adversity, or does it serve as a poignant reminder of the fragility of fame and life itself? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories from the world of rock.